At the start of the year, we put together some kind of trends, and I feel silly to even be thinking about only 6 months ago how some of those have already begun to come to fruition. Others are emerging. One of the big things that we talked about at the start of the year was that this would be the year where different AIs would begin to, kind of battle it out, and there would be a real race. How are you reflecting on like these different AIs that are emerging? What are the kind of big differences you're seeing between them, and what is it maybe telling you about where this might go in the next 6 months?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one for a large organization such as us and the brands that we represent, whether it's a Johnny Walker, a Don Julio, a Gordon's, a Pims. Each of them have certain audiences and demographics in different groups, and we got to think about how these large technology organizations, these enterprise aspects, how and what are their relationships with those different demographics and those different age groups, and there are certain areas and environments that we think about. What does this mean? We have certain relationships with some of these bigger players, and it's making sure, I think, that it's not going into this next generation of computing, and what this is potentially going to mean is that it's not going to be about just being a one horseback thing.
Mm.
It is a transformational shift across so many different sectors and different enterprises that it is not like in the early days of kind of voice necessarily,
Yeah.
when we were kind of experimenting in the early days about backing one ecosystem over another. It's about a larger shift that's happening with the way that content is being consumed, kind of the way it's being created, and the way that we need to think about how we put that out on our responsibility in these spaces.
Yeah, absolutely.